My name is Wes Johnson, and on July 9th, 2012, I was diagnosed with leukemia. When I was first diagnosed with leukemia, it was I was kind of just in shock and almost denial, because it's just like you never think, oh, I'm gonna have cancer at the age of 19. So at the time I was working a hard labor, third shift job, 7 nights a week, and I was just starting to get really run down. So I went in for a checkup at the doctor's, and they found out some of my blood counts were low. And that's when the questions really started to arise as to what was causing this, and then I started getting some really bad leg pain. And after an emergency room visit, I was referred to go to an oncologist, and that's where I found out that the thigh pain was caused by cancer cells building up in the bone marrow in my thigh. As soon as I was diagnosed, I was admitted onto the oncology floor at the hospital that same day, and I started chemo the next day, chemotherapy. And the first week in the hospital is really kind of fuzzy to me, because I was on a lot of really strong pain medicine to help control the thigh pain, and I think I was still kind of in shock and didn't want to really believe that I was in the hospital with cancer. But the second week I quit getting as much pain medicine, and my mind started to clear up, and I was able to really focus in on what was happening, and that I really started to get bummed out about it. And it was tough, because the first week there was constantly people there, and I didn't really care as much. But the second week, quit getting as many visitors, and I just got really depressed about it all. And by the third week I was just exhausted with it already. I wanted to go home so bad, but they kept telling me every day, you can't go home yet, you gotta stay here. And it was just, every day just seemed to get longer the longer I was in the hospital. On the 24th day, I thought I was gonna get to go home, and I was looking forward to that. And that morning, my doctor told me I was gonna have to stay another day, and I was all bummed out. And then after that, I was just kind of running my fingers through my hair, and I started getting a bunch of hair between my fingers, and that's when I realized my hair was falling out. So I had a nurse shave my head for me, because I didn't want it to just fall out in clumps and look all patchy. So that was really probably the hardest day of it all. months down the road from being in the hospital, and I've gone through months of hard chemo, being sick, throwing up, just a lot of rough days, and I'm now just finally getting to the point where things are really starting to look up for me. I'm really starting to get back into my music and trying to get back into the music scene, playing shows again, and that's really helped me out a lot. Like, here lately, I've even just going to local shows with my friends and watching bands, it's just been such a positive thing, you know. I feel like I'm kind of able to have a normal life again, you know. Leukemia really has been a tough experience, and it really has kind of put my life on hold for about 8 months, but despite all the negativity, I've been able to find some positives through the whole experience. I've quit smoking, I've gotten a lot closer to my family through the whole experience, and I've just really kind of learned to not take things in life for granted. Looking back on this whole experience, there really have been a lot of low points through it all, but coming out of it and starting to return to a normal life, you know, the experience of leukemia really has shaped who I am and how I look at life today, and I think it's an impact that will stick with me through the rest of my life.